Dear students, in this video we are going to learn the LR parser. So let's see what this L and R stands for. So the first L stands for left to right scanning. We know that the parser is performing left to right scanning, and R stands for reverse of rightmost derivation. LR parser is a type of bottom-up parsing. Are the type of bottom-up parsers, and hence we know that bottom-up parsing techniques use the rightmost derivation in reverse. So the LR parser is come out from that only. Okay, first L stands for left to right scanning and R stands for reverse of rightmost derivation. So in this technique of LR parsing, there are three categories of a parsers or parsing techniques available. The first is a SLR, second is a CLR, and third one is LALR, where the SLR stands for simple LR, CLR stands for canonical LR, and LALR stands for look ahead LR. Okay, simple LR is a least powerful compared to the other two. It is but easy to implement. Okay, this comparison is between the three. Okay, so SLR in compared to CLR and LLR is least powerful but easy to implement, and maybe it fails for few grammar. While the canonical LR is the most powerful among three and most expensive. The look ahead LR, we can say that it is the intermediate one. Okay, we are going to see all these three techniques in detail. Okay, but today we are interested in studying the SLR. So today we will start with the SLR in this video. Okay, so before we learn any technique in detail, one more thing is we are interested in what kind of grammar is suitable for these techniques. Okay, so any grammar for which we can construct a parsing table, or we can say that a LR parsing table, we can call that grammar as a LR grammar. Okay, so for any grammar, if we can make the SLR table, or if we can construct the SLR table, we can call that grammar as SLR grammar. Okay. Now, to create the SLR parsing table, we need to calculate the item set, or to identify the item set and different state on which the different productions are used. Okay, so to do that, first of all, in this technique we have to make the grammar augmented one. Okay, so first we have to make, or we have to introduce the augmented grammar. Okay, so if grammar G is given, we can call this augmented grammar as G dash. Okay, now the augmented grammar is one in which the new non-terminal called S dash is introduced with the production S dash to S. Okay, so for example, if S is a starting symbol, then we are introducing a new non-terminal S dash and a new production called S dash to S to make the grammar augmented. That we'll see with the example. The second thing is we are creating the item set. Okay, item set is nothing but a set of a production of the type, we can say in this way. For example, S to X dot xyz, S to x dot yz or s2 xyz dot. Okay, so here we have used an operator called dot operator that specify that which next new non-terminal we are waiting to generate the string. Okay, so dot x means now we are deriving a string from the non-terminal x. Okay, x dot means x is read by the parser. Now the parser is looking for the next new non-terminal called y, and if it is x y z dot, it means that the string from this xyz is already covered. Okay, so this is about the item set. One more operation that we will perform in this parsing technique called as closure operation. So closure operation is a one that will define that if there is a production called A2 alpha dot b and beta, so the dot operator is before the non-terminal b. So it means that closure state that we have to include all the production of b. For example, if I have a production b to a, then when the closure is applied, we need to include the production called b to a in that particular item set. Okay, so these things we are going to see with the example. After identifying the different item set and set on different state, we have to create one table of SLR. The table is same in CLR and LLR. All these three things, that is item set, closure operation and creation of table, will remain same in all the categories of the parser, but their creation of a table and their item set recognition will be different as the technique gets different. Okay, so first we are talking about SLR table. Okay, so in SLR table we have to make a list of state with action and go to, and this table for action and go to will be created using the item set. Okay, so let's start how we can create the item set. So let's see it with one example. So let's take one grammar called S2 AAAB or BBBA. Here I am trying to take one example that can explain most of the necessary things to learn SLR. So let's take S2 AAAB and S2 BBBA, A2 null and B2 null. As I mentioned, the first thing that we need to do is make the grammar augmented. So let's make the grammar augmented. So augmented grammar is by introducing a new non-terminal. Okay, so over here the starting symbol is S, so the grammar will have the production S dash to S, S2 AAAB, S2 BBBA, A2 null and B2 null. So this is my augmented grammar. Okay, the second rule is we have to number these states starting from 0. Okay, so we'll start giving the numbering of a state 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so now the augmented grammar is ready. Now we are interested in constructing the collection of the item sets. Okay, so for that we have to think about the item set. So let's take the first item set, we'll call it I0. The item set will be introduced by including the dot operator on the augmented grammar. Okay, so what we get is in I0 we'll get S dash to dot S. Now here the dot operator is before the non-terminal called S, so closure operation will be applied. It means that I have to add the production of S in this item set. Okay, so the production of S is to this and this one. Okay, so both will be introduced here, included here. So let's write S to dot AAAB, S2 dot BBBA. Okay, again again the non-terminal is there with the dot operator over here called A. So let's introduce let's include the production of A. So A2 dot, and same way over here dot B. So we need to include the production of B here. So actually we are doing the a closure operation. Okay, closure operation, if you remember, state that we have to include the production of that non-terminal. Okay, so we are including the production A and B here. Okay, now this A dot null. Okay, the string on right hand side of the production is null. Okay, so dot null means nothing, it is actually dot. So these productions are completed here in the set I0 itself. Okay, so this is about I0. Now we are interested in searching what would be the next string in set I0. Okay, so what are the next possible symbol in I0? So go to I0, see here the dot is before S, so the next possible symbol the parser is looking is S. So go to I0S, that is my new item set and state called I1, where we'll get S dash to S dot. Do we have S on right hand side? No, so this is done. Okay, now go to which is the next symbol parser is looking for in I0 set. So next symbol is A. Actually we are looking for the symbol आफ्टर द डॉट ऑपरेटर, और सिंपल में समझे तो जो भी सिंबल के आगे डॉट ऑपरेटर है दैट आर द नेक्स्ट सिंबल द पार्सर इज लुकिंग फॉर. ओके, सो गो टू I0 में कैपिटल ए. ओके, सो गो टू I0 में कैपिटल ए, विल गेट द न्यू स्टेट कॉल्ड I2 वेयर विल गेट S2 A dot AAB. Okay, now here we have a small a. So when we have a non-terminal we have to apply closure, but this is a terminal symbol, so we don't have any production that we can include here. Okay, so this is about I2. Okay, now go to I0 capital B. Okay, that is my item set called I3 with state 3. What happened here? S2 B dot small b capital B and A. Over here also this is terminal, so there is nothing to include. Okay, so now A and B are already reduced productions. Okay, so we will not check for them. Now we will move to item set I1. Over here also the production is reduced. Now we will check for I2. So in I2 the symbol that the parser is looking for, or the next symbol, is A. So let's write down, go to I2 small a, that is my next state called I4. What happened here? So S2 A. Now the parser has read A, so the dot operator will move to the next place. So the production will be S2 A dot A and B. Again over here the dot is before the non-terminal A, so I need to introduce the production of A. Okay, so which are the production of A? So the production of A are A2 dot A was reduced. Okay, there is no other production, so this is done. Now go to in I3. Now I2 is done, now we are in I3. Go to I3. Now we are looking for small b, that is my state I5 or item set I5. S2 B dot BA. Now there is only one production of B, that is again B2 null, which is done. Okay, actually if we don't include it, then also it will be fine. Okay, so B2 dot. Now I3 is done, we are at I4. So go to I4. Now in I4 the capital A is the next symbol, so that is my state called I6 or item set I6, where S2 will get A dot B. Again B is a terminal, so there is no production or closure will not be applied. This is done. Now go to, there is no need to include go to I4 null because this is done. Okay, so we will not include that production. Now we'll move for I5. Go to I5 capital B, that is a state called item set called I7. The production is S2 B dot A. Again this is a terminal, so there is nothing to introduce. Okay, we'll not again include the what happened with I5 null because it is already reduced, so we'll not include it. Now go to I6B. Okay, now we are here. So in B the parser is looking for small b, so that will be item set I8. The production will be S2 A dot, so production is reduced. Okay, lastly go to I7 small a, that is I9 S2 B A dot, the production is reduced. Now I6 we have done, I7 is also done. We'll check I8, there is no symbol left which the parser is looking for. Same way in I9. So we have done with all the productions. Okay, so all productions are traversed or covered by the parser. Okay, so once we are done with all the production, now we are interested in creating the parsing table. Okay, so by looking at this item set, we'll create a SLR table. Okay, so we'll construct the SLR table. So next is SLR table. So first we have to list out the states. Okay, so states are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Total we are having 9 states. We have two operations that we have to perform called action and go to. So for terminal symbols the parser will perform action, and for non-terminal it will perform go to. Okay, so how many terminal symbol we have here? A, B and dollar. In this grammar if we see, we have only two terminal, small a and small b. The non-terminals we are having is S, A and B. Okay, so dollar we include because dollar is an end marker, we know. Okay, same way go to S, A and B. So we will make the table first and then we will do the respective entries. Okay, so we have to make the table first. Okay, now one by one we will check the each state. Okay, so just see here I0. Okay, so in I0 the two productions are completed, or we can say that both these two productions are reduced. Okay, so which production is reduced? So for that we need to check this number. So the production 3 and 4 is reduced. Okay, so we will write R3 and R4 because these two are reduced. But where we have to put this information of reduce? Okay, so that for that we need to calculate the follow set. Okay, so one more thing that we need to calculate is a follow set. Okay, so follow over here we have to calculate the follow of all the non-terminal. So let's see the follow of S. So the follow of S is a starting symbol, so follow of S is dollar. Okay, there is the S is nowhere in the right hand side of production, so only dollar. The follow of A, so follow of A is A and B. Follow of B is again A and B. So when in any state, in any item set, when the productions are reduced, we need to write R and number of that production. Okay, so over here the two productions are reduced or completed in item set I0 and their numbers are 3 and 4. Okay, so first of all we will write for 3. Okay, so A2 null is reduced in I0. So we will write R, but where we have to write R? In the follow of A. So follow of A, or remember that in whichever state the productions are completed, we will write that R in the non-terminal of the left hand side of the production. Okay, so that's the reason we are writing R in the follow of A. So follow of A is A and B, so over here we'll write R. Okay, which number of production it was? So it was a third number of production, so we'll write 3 3. Same way the second production which is completed is B2 dot. Okay, so this is a second production, so again I need to write R, and that production number is 4, so we'll write R4. Where? So left hand side non-terminal is B, so in the follow of B. So follow of B is again AB, so here only we need to write R4 R4. Clear? Actually this is called as reduce conflict. Which production to be reduced, whether the production number 3 or production number 4. Okay, so this is called as reduce conflict. Okay, now this is done. Now what other thing or what action we have performed from this item set I0? So from OR state 0, so in state 0 the parser was looking for S, A and B. Okay, so in I0 by reading as, the control moved to the next state called 1, so we'll write here 1. From go to I0A, the control moved to next state 2, so we'll write 2 here. By reading B, capital B, it moved to I3, so we'll write 3 here. Clear? Fine. Now this is done for I0. Now I1. Okay, so I1 S to S dot. Okay, now this particular production is a first production. Okay, that is completed. So over here also we have to write reduce somewhere, but this is the starting symbol. Okay, so always for starting symbol the follow of S dash is a dollar itself. Okay, so we have to write that in a dollar place, so we will write except here. Why except? Because S is a starting symbol. Okay, so we will write except here at the place of dollar. Now we have to think for the next transition. So I1 is done. Now we are looking for I2. Okay, so in I2 the next symbol the parser is looking is a small a. Okay, so where in I2 if we read small a, the control moves, so the control moves to the I4. Okay, so we will write in I2 we will write S4. When it is a terminal symbol we will use a symbol called S shift. Okay, so S4. Clear? Same way I2 is done. Now we will check in I3. So I3 also the small b is the next symbol. So when the small b comes the control jump to I5. So we will write here S5. Okay, so I3 is done. Move to I4. In I4 we are looking for next, that is a capital A. So when it get capital A the control move to I6. So we will write over here in 4 6. Okay, at the same time we have included a production called A2 dot. So the production is done here. So we have to write R3 because it was a third number production in the follow of A. So follow of A is, already we have seen that it is AB. So we will write R3 here. Okay, same way in item set. So we have done up to state 4. Now in state 5 the parser is looking for capital B. So in I5 when capital B included the control move to the item set 7. So we will write here 7. Clear? In the pair of B. Okay, now again the production B2 dot is there, which is included, which is reduced in I5. So we will write that production is of the number 4. So we will write R4 again in the follow of B. Follow of B is small ab, we have discussed. So we will write R4 here. Okay, now 5 is done in I6. The parser is next symbol, which is looking for is small b. Okay, so I6b is 8. Okay, so over here in B we will write S8. Clear? Now in I7 the parser is looking for a small a. So in I7 when it reads small a, the control moves to state 9. So we will write over here S9. Okay, in the item set or state 8, the production is complete S2 AA AB dot. Okay, now here the AAAB is a production number 1. Okay, and so for that we have to write R1, but where we have to write in the follow of S. So follow of S is dollar. So over here in table, here we need to write R1. Clear? Same way in I9 S2 BB BA, the production is completed. Okay, so we need to write reduce, the production is reduced, but where? In the follow of S. Okay, follow of S is again dollar. So in here in this table at 9th place, in the 9th state, in the dollar we need to write R2, the production number is R2. Okay, so this is how we have completed the SLR table. Okay, now by looking at this table, by analyzing this table, we'll get that there are a state 0 where we get the conflict called R3 and R4. We get the 2 reduction, okay, of the production called 3 and 4. Okay, so this is called as reduce conflict. This is called as reduce conflict. So whenever in a parsing table, the table gets the multiple entries, that table cannot be called as a LR parsing, okay, or LR grammar. So over here we can say that this grammar is not SLR grammar. The grammar is not SLR because in a SLR parsing table we get the multiple entries. Clear? So this is about the how we can construct the SLR table. Okay, thank you everyone.